guys, I'm Missy, and if you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. If you're interested in this look, I did film it. It's probably already up before this video. I filmed a short using the gingerbread bakery palette from Simply Posh Cosmetics. This was designed by Doodles by the Bunny as well. Really like it so far. It's very, very sparkly, just the kind of like pinky brown Christmassy look. A little easy look to do, not too complicated. I like it. Things very pretty, and I'm wearing one of the other ColourPop Grinch glosses. This is Fake Reindeer, and the lip liner I'm using is from Amuse. It'll be linked down below. Well, the name will be down below. I don't know if there'll be a link, but the name will be down below because I can't think of it right now. But today's video is actually going to be my end of year empties. I'm going ahead and filming it because I want to kind of like chill for the rest of the year and not film too much. I still have some more declutters that will be going up and things like that, but I want to kind of relax, enjoy the holidays with my family for the rest of the year. So I'm going ahead and filming this, and you know, it's my Christmas background is still up because Christmas is literally in 2 days, but this video will go up after Christmas, so that's why you'll see the background. But before we get into the video, I would ask that you please like and subscribe down below. It really helps me out and I would appreciate it. I'm trying to reach 500 subscribers by the end of the year. This video is probably going to go up on the last day of 2025, but as of today, which is December 23rd, I am at 412, so I'm getting very, very close. So if I haven't reached 500 subscribers by the time this video goes up, I'll be sad, but I'll just continue on. But when you see this, if I haven't, please subscribe. It really helps me out and I would appreciate it. Okay, so let's get into the video and talk about my empties. Let me grab my containers. So I have this one that is, completely full and overflowing. And then I have this one that I started as well. So let me start with this one here, and then we'll go with the one that has more in it. Alright, so first up, just some like teeth care stuff. I used up a Crest Pro Health Advanced Anti-Cavity Fluoride Mouthwash Multi-Protection. I've been using this for years. I like it. I think it's nice. I've probably used, gosh, probably 10 up since I started using it a couple years back. So obviously I like it, and I always get a 2-pack from Walmart. So there's another one that is emptied out. Okay. We'll go with some micellar water here. I used up a Garnier Skin Active Micellar Cleansing Water. This is the all-in-one mattifying, removes makeup, cleanses and purifies pores. No rinse, no harsh rubbing, oily skin, even sensitive. No oil, no fragrance. Because you guys know I tell you all the time I have sensitive skin. But I use this up. I'm not a huge micellar water person. I don't feel like it gets all the makeup off like I prefer. So I've honestly been switching to like a cleansing oil and a cleansing balm. I love the ColourPop cleansing oils. I may have one in here I emptied out, maybe. Oh, I did empty one out, but I'm reusing the bottle for a cleanser right now. So I did empty that one out, so I just can't show you. But I really enjoy that one. I've went through at least 2 of those, and I'm on my 3rd one now. And I really enjoy like the cleansing balms from like Blend Bunny. Elf's is okay. Speaking of cleansing balm, I did use up my Jeffree Star one. This is his original one. This is the Make Me Melt Makeup Removing Balm. This one's nice. It doesn't hurt my eyes or anything. And the spatula comes with it. It's magnetic, so it's nice. But I no longer support this brand, so I will not be repurchasing. I do have the watermelon one. I'm not sure if I'll be using that one or not. I might pass that one along, but as you can see, I used every little drop of this one. But another empty there. With cleansing as well, I used up some makeup wipes. I tend to mostly use these to remove swatches, or if I need to like cut my eyeshadow like I did today, like I put it around my finger and then just sharpen up my eyeshadow a little bit. But I did buy some like makeup smudging remover makeup things. I can't think of what they're like, how to explain it. They're kind of like a pin, but they're like removers that I'd like to start utilizing instead, because I know these are not great for your skin, and I don't tend to use them to completely remove my makeup anymore like I did in the past. They're more for like swatches when I swatch you know, eyeshadows and things like that when I'm doing declutters and all that. So I did use up one from Glamlight. This is their diner restaurant wipes. These are $5, I believe, on Glamlight. I've went through quite a few of these for swatchers, because usually I'll add them into my Glamlight order to get free shipping. So I used up that, and I used up one from Beauty Creations. This is their hydrating watermelon. It did smell like watermelon. I didn't think these were very good though at really removing too much. I felt like I had to use more than one to remove swatches off my hand. So I prefer the Glamlight ones over this. Alright, moving on. So this looks to be my makeup empties. So that was like my makeup removing empties there. But the rest of this is makeup related. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised I didn't use up any more than this. But it's telling me I need to use my makeup more. So I have some setting sprays. I used up an e.l.f. makeup mist and set. This one I tend not to use so much as a setting spray. I use it more as like a fixing spray, or I'll use it to like spray my brush when I want to make a shimmer more impactful or keep it from having a lot of fallout. So that's mostly what I use this for. I did use up the Benefit Professional Super Setter. I have a little mini one too, and what I was doing was refilling my mini one. So I finished this one completely out, aside from what's in my little mini one right now, which is about this big, but I'm counting it as an empty. So this was okay. I don't feel like it's like super long lasting, but it's also not crap either, you know. But I feel like it lasts me at least 3 to 4 hours before my makeup kind of comes seeping, or my oils kind of come seeping through. I don't think I'd repurchase this for that reason, because I have setting sprays that last longer than this. So, but I emptied that one out. And let's see, what else do we have here? I have a Wet n Wild Care Bear Brighten Your Day Primer Serum. Originally I had decluttered this, but I pulled it back out because I love vitamin C type stuff. And I started using it as like a serum type thing with my skincare instead. And I used it up that way because I needed some, I'd ran out of my facial oil, so I needed something to kind of help my gua sha tools glide across my face a little better. So I just pulled this out of the clutter and used it like that, and I emptied it out that way. Give me 1 second, guys. I gotta let my cat in. Alright guys, sorry about that. She was claws kind of scratching at the door wanting in. Okay, so let's move on. So I finally wore out my Milk Cosmetics Bailey Sarian lashes. I like these, were a little too big on me. Where I have hooded eyes, if I get lashes that are way too long, they end up covering most of my eye and you can't really see my eye look very well. And these were kind of like borderline of that. I've definitely had worse. I do like the style of them though. I just wish that they were a little shorter for me. But they were really nice. They just were kind of on their last legs though. So I finished those up. Alright, so moving on, I used up a couple mascaras. So I used up a Tartelette tubing mascara, a little mini. This one, I believe I really liked. Let me look at the wand. No, I wasn't a huge fan of this one. I felt like it dried out rather quickly on me and kind of got a little clumpy. So, yeah. So I finished that one up. Same thing with the Physicians Formula Diamond Mascara, the mineral wear. The way I use this one is I used it on my lower lashes a lot so that I could get through it. But it's another one that got like pretty dry rather quickly on me, and I did not like this like curved wand that has like these different size little pokies on it. That's the other thing, it would poke your eye quite a bit. So yeah, definitely would not repurchase this. I only bought it for my full face of Physicians Formula, and that's why I bought the mini, because I had a feeling I wasn't gonna like this. So yeah, I used that one up though. Now the next two though, I mean, this is an oldie but a goodie. This is the Maybelline Great Lash, Lots of Lashes. Now this is the wand on this one is a little different than the original wand back in the day. This one's a little more pointed. This I really liked for my lower lash line. If I didn't already have a bunch of mascaras I needed to use up, I would definitely repurchase just for that, because it worked really well for me on my lower lashes. So yeah, I mean, this has been popular for a really long time for a reason, and I just love the nostalgia of the packaging too. So, but I used that one up. And then of course, you guys know I love this mascara. This is one of my favorite mascaras. It's from Charmacy Global or Charmacy Milano. I got this in an ice cream beauty box. It's their volume mascara. This is actually the second or third tube I've used up. Now the wand is one of those that is very like tapered. It's not an hourglass or like an figure eight shape, because I don't like those. Those are too big for my eyes. But this is the perfect size brush to kind of help me get in there. Now right now, this is kind of being replaced by the mascara I got on right now, which is the KVD. I think it's the KVD sleeve mascara or something like that. I really like that one for lengthening as well, but this is definitely still a favorite of mine. I'm preferring the KVD wand a little more than this one. But I already have another one of these in my drawer ready to go in a box when I want to go back to it. So definitely really like this one. Alright, so let's move on. So I have, I think, one eyeliner. Technically I have two, and I'll explain this one here in a minute. So I have a little mini of the Tarte Fake Awake in the nude shade. I love taking these in, you guys can see there's nothing left in there. I love taking these in my travel bag. I have the black one as well, not the Fake Awake, it's their other line before they came out with different colors in the Fake Awake. But I have that one in there. Obviously, I use the nude shade more than anything, just because I like a brighter under eye, makes my eyes look bigger. But yeah, I really, really like this formula. It stays put. I just don't like the price point of it. It's a little pricey for an eyeliner in my opinion. And I do have more affordable ones that last just as long as this one. So yeah, like today I'm wearing a white one in my waterline that is from LA Girl. It's their pastel ones. Love it. They last a long time. I like the ColourPop one in Exit. I love the Essence one. The Essence one is a pretty close one to this one, the nude shade. So yeah, it's actually brighter than this one. But yeah, I like that formula. The other eyeliner is this one. This is a liquid eyeliner from L'Oreal. This is their Flash Cat Eye. One of the reasons I bought it is because it comes with this like little eyeliner stencil. Because I told you guys I've been trying to learn how to do liquid liner. Now the reason this is a empty going in the trash is because it started leaking on me the other day, and it's like bubbling up around the edge here. I don't know why it started doing that, but it's like getting all crusty and stuff up in there, so it's just time for it to go. So yeah, I just threw it in my empties. But it was a nice formula before it started doing that. I don't know why it started doing that. Okay, let's go on to, I have a liquid lipstick that I finished up. This is a little mini from Ofra. This is their long-lasting liquid lipstick in Sanibel. I had another shade of this too, but I accidentally threw it in the trash before I realized I needed to put it in my empties. But these came as a set in one of my ice cream beauty boxes. It was beauty box or beauty bag, one of the two. I like this formula. It's really, really nice, and I like these little tiny ones for travel. I just recently used this one completely up. It is completely dried out in here. I just used it up at my last little getaway with my husband that we did over in Cocoa Beach for the night. So yeah, nice formula. I don't think I'll repurchase these though. If I happen to get Ofra liquid lipsticks in mystery boxes or like my Ipsy and my ice cream beauty ones, I'll definitely use them, but I don't think I'll go out of my way to purchase them though. Alright, so last couple things that I have for my makeup empties is I have brow products. So I have a the Beauty Crop Brow Friends Forever Brow Gel. There's a little more in here, but it's getting very, very goopy to the point that I can't use it, and it just keeps leaving like pigment behind. But I mean, you guys can see there's not that much left in there. So I called it on this one. I tried to make it work to get the rest out because I like to use every last drop. But yeah, really, really nice formula. One of my favorite brow gels, and it holds really well throughout the day. I got this in an Ipsy Glam bag. If I didn't already have other brow gels in my collection to use, I would definitely repurchase this. This is definitely one of my faves. Okay. So I have a Subtle Beauty Stack Brow BFF 3-in-1 Eyebrow Enhancer in the shade Medium Brown. So this, on one end, it's empty though, you guys can hear. You get your brow pencil, and then you get a spoolie, and then if you put the spoolie back on and you twist, you get a brow gel. Very, very nice. So I used up majority of the brow pencil before about this much fell out on me and onto the hotel floor, and I'm not gonna put that back on my face once it's fell on a hotel floor room. That just disgusts me, and it was only like that much. So that was the pencil side, but before that I ran out of the gel first. I don't feel like there's very much gel in this because I've already used up the gel in one of the other pencils I have of this, and the third one I have is getting very close to being used up. So I don't think there's that much gel in here. So that's the only thing I will say about this. but I do love the fact that it is like a 3-in-1 product. Subtle Beauty is known for their travel friendly makeup because it comes in a stack. So like your whole makeup routine would be in a stack. The only thing I will say is they needed to make this a little shorter because this will not fit in their makeup bag along with my stack that I carried with me. That's just a personal pet peeve of mine. So I think they either need to shorten this a little bit or make a small minier version that people like me could buy to fit in the makeup bag. Again, that's just a personal preference of mine. But I do like the formula of the eyebrow. It's very, very pigmented, and it does glide on super, super easy. So you do have to be a little careful with it. The brow gel is an okay brow gel. It's not my favorite brow gel, but it does work. Again, I've already purchased 2 other shades in this. I have a black, and I think the other one is a dark brown. The black is too pigmented. So if you're considering buying this, just know that they are very pigmented. Normally I like a black in an eyebrow pencil, but that one is way too dark for me, so I have to go very, very, very light-handed with it. Even then, it's still too dark. So just keep that in mind if you go to purchase a shade from Subtle Beauty. But I would definitely repurchase it again if I run out, just simply for the travel factor of it. But again, like I said, I would prefer it to be a little shorter to fit in the makeup bag. Okay, so the other 2 brow empties I have was actually gifted to me by a family member for, it was either Christmas or my birthday. I don't know the exact brand. I think it's QIC. These are liquid eyebrow pencils, and the shades are 01. Okay, they're both 01. So essentially, these are kind of like similar to the L'Oreal brow pen, but this is a 3-prong. These are okay. They weren't bad, but I do feel like they ran out of product pretty quickly. I think these came off of Amazon. The shade for me was a little too red of a tint, but yeah, I don't think I would go out of my way to repurchase these just because not a good shade match, and I feel like I used them up pretty quickly. So there are those. Alright, so let's move on to my skincare, hair care, body care empties, and I was quite shocked at how much I used up of that. So that is this bad boy here. That is like filled to the brim. Okay, so first up we have a Saturday Skin Yuzu Vitamin C Bright Toner. This is a glass bottle, so it's very nice. I got this in an Ipsy, I believe it was an Ipsy Icon box, and then I bought another one. It took me forever to go through this. I actually went through several moisturizers and several, not eye creams, several moisturizers, exfoliators, things like that, before using this up. So that's how long this lasted me. So I haven't opened the other one up yet because I wanted to try other products. So yeah, I really like this, and I think it's definitely worth the money as long as it lasted me. So there's that one. I used up an e.l.f. Holy Hydration Thirst Burst Drop Dewy Plus Brightening. I use this more as a skincare product. It's technically like a skincare slash primer product. This went kind of viral because of Shelby Ann over on TikTok, because it was part of her makeup routine. I actually used this up before that became viral. I do have another one, but I got that one that came in my Ipsy box. So I did use this one up. It is a nice product. I do feel like it does give the skin a nice like luminosity. But like I said, I'm not buying from e.l.f. right now because of the whole Matte Rife thing. That's just a personal choice I have made. But I am still using the products that I bought from them because they already got the money from me. But I just didn't like how they handled that situation. So I won't be repurchasing this because of that. But it is a nice product. Okay. Alright, next in here, this is a face mist from Wet n Wild and Care Bears. This is the Pick Me Up spray. So basically what I used this for was when I was doing my skincare and I wanted to hydrate my face. Kind of help the skincare absorb a little bit better and help my gua sha tools glide across my face better. So that's what I use this for. I didn't really notice anything spectacular with it other than it just kind of helping me with that. So I mean, the packaging is cute. Love the Care Bear collab, but that's about it. Alright, so we have a Onyx Professional Cracked Heel Stick. This is the lavender scent. So I've explained before I have back problems. I had back surgery in 2019, made my back problems worse. I literally could not tie my shoes or anything for a year. I'm able to do that somewhat now because of physical therapy helping me, but I still have a hard time being able to like fully reach my feet to you know, kind of pamper your feet and lotion it and all that kind of stuff. So this comes in handy for me because it's really, really quick. I can just roll it up, kind of rest my leg on my, or my leg, rest my foot on my leg, I can kind of rest my foot on my knee and just kind of use this really quickly on the foot. I know it says heel, but I use it kind of all over my foot and it really, really helps, especially anywhere I got like maybe a callus like from like rubbing my shoe against my foot or anything. I just don't like the lavender scent. I prefer the coconut the most. The orange scent's not too bad, but I definitely prefer the coconut. I'm not a big lavender person though, but this works really, really well. I already have several back there waiting for me because I try to keep a stockpile because it's something I use every single day. But yeah, I've always picked them up at places like Bell's Outlet, Burlington, TJ Maxx, Ross. All those places sell it for relatively cheap, and sometimes you can get a 2 to 3 pack with them. But yeah, definitely recommend them. Okay, moving on. Let's see. I'm just kind of randomly grabbing things. So I have this Beauty Stat Triple Plump Coconut Milk Serum. I got this in an Ipsy box. This was already pretty much empty when I got it. There was some in there, and I did use it, but it smelled really bad. And as you can see, it's very, very gunky around here. So I don't know. Yeah, it smells horrible. I don't know why I did that. But it smells bad. I don't know if it went rancid. I did contact Ipsy and tell them about it. I didn't ask for a replacement because I have so much stuff that I just didn't bother with that. But I was like, hey, you might want to know that these pretty much came empty and they smelled rancid. So this is why it's in with my empties and trash. Okay, moving on. So I have a little mini sunscreen from Innisfree. This is their daily UV defense sunscreen, broad spectrum SPF 36. I use this on my face every day after doing my skincare when I try to remember. I'm trying to get better at that. Love it. I think it's very, very nice. It sits well under makeup. It's not super overwhelming. Doesn't feel oily on my skin. None of that. I have purchased like 2 or 3 more times when I want to throw something in my Ipsy cart of these little ones. But yeah, I like it. I would definitely recommend it. Okay. So I have a couple e.l.f. skincare things. I have a Holy Hydration Booster Drops. This is just something that I added on to my e.l.f. order to try out. It was like a free sample type thing. It was nice. I didn't really see any like major difference with it. I mean, it just felt nice on the skin. That's all I can say about it. So there's that. But I have been trying to use up all my e.l.f. skincare because I don't really want to have it in my collection anymore. Because I did have a bunch of minis from them. So this is the e.l.f. Skin Holy Hydration Face Cream. I've used several of these. I've used 1, 2, 3, 4 of these up. This is what I was talking about. I used these when I ran out of my moisturizer, but I was still using my Saturday Skin toner because I try to use all the same brand of my skincare at once. But then when I run out of something, then I'll substitute another brand's product in. That's what I did with this. So I was still using all Saturday Skin, and then I ran out of my Saturday Skin moisturizer. So then I just started pulling these little minis in to use them up, especially since I haven't really been traveling. But these are nice for traveling because I have used them in the past, but I emptied out 4 of them before, and I still had a bunch of that toner left, even though I'd emptied 4 of these out. Okay, moving on, still sticking with e.l.f. I emptied out another one of their moisturizers. This is the Holy Hydration Daily Moisturizer in the tube. I do prefer this one over the face cream because this one's more lightweight. Now, if you want a nighttime moisturizer, then I'd recommend the face cream. It's not super heavy, but it's definitely heavier than this. But if you're looking for more daytime, I would recommend this one over that one. And then I also emptied out one of their cleansers. I'm currently working on another one of these, and I'm about halfway through it because I ran out of my cleanser that I was using. So again, like I said, I tend to start subbing in products that I want to use up, especially minis like this. So that's why I'm using that one right now. This is okay cleanser. I don't feel like my face gets really clean with it. So I definitely don't like to use it when I have not like double cleansed for makeup, you know. I don't think it works well for that. But if I'm pretty much no makeup for the day and I just want a light cleanser, then it works for that. But this is not a heavy duty cleanser at all. Let's move on. I think that might be all the e.l.f. Maybe. No, I have a serum. This is for your brows and your lashes. This is another one of those I just threw on as a free sample. I've gotten this a couple times. I don't feel like it really does anything, but I didn't really have any other options, so I just threw this in. Okay. I have used up 3 of my Jeffree Star lip scrubs. I am currently on my 4th one. This is another brand I am no longer purchasing from. I used up a strawberry gum. You guys can see, completely gone. I used up a candy necklace. I really like this formula. I tell you guys all the time, this is the type of lip scrub I prefer, which is a dry lip scrub. I don't like the jelly consistency or like a moisturizer consistency for my lip scrub. I want a dry lip scrub, just like this. I don't even think he sells these anymore, so I still got a couple, but once those are gone, I will not have any more. And if I cannot find a replacement, then I'll probably just be taking it out of my routine, and I'll have to find another way to exfoliate my lips. But I also used up a rainbow sherbet. Did I have 2 of those? No. Okay. So I used up a rainbow sherbet too. These smell really nice. They taste really nice. I don't recommend eating them though. But yeah, if I lick them off my lips, they taste nice. But 3 of those are gone out of my collection. So another mini, I have a Keys Soul Care Golden Cleanser. I really like the Keys Soul Care line. I got a bunch of the Keys Soul Care stuff when AIA Beauty Bundle was still a thing, and I fell in love with that skincare line. Honestly, it's the best skincare line I've ever used. When I use it, I get a lot of compliments on my skin, and my skin is just like super glowy every time I use it, and I don't have any issues with it whatsoever. And I mean, I don't have anything bad to say about it. I've even tried their skin tint that they had and fell in love with it too. I need to try a couple more of like their makeup-y items. But yeah, I feel like this brand is kind of overrated, kind of underrated, at least the skincare part. I really, really like it. I do think if I had no skincare, I would probably just repurchase all of this. But yeah, really like it. Little mini cleanser. I got this Ipsy glam bag or something like that. Alright, moving on. I did empty out another Jeffree Star product. This was his collab with Shane Dawson. It was their lip balm in Diet Shane. You guys can see I scraped every last bit out of there. I have a couple more of these lip balms. I haven't decided if I want to try to use them up or if I'm just going to give them away to family members and friends. Because I feel like this was, when I was using this one started drying my lips out some. I didn't realize at the time that it was doing that until I was completely done with it and I started using another product. So yeah, I don't know. I'm glad this is gone, and I'm on the fence about pulling other ones in to use. Okay. Alright, so we have a Peach and Lily Glass Skin Refining Serum. I added this as a, was this a freebie? No, this was a birthday gift on Sephora, I believe it was. And I've been hearing a lot about Peach and Lily and their skin care stuff. I wasn't wowed by this. I don't feel like it really did anything. So yeah, it makes me kind of like leery to try anything else because I just felt like it did nothing. You guys, oops. You guys let me know if you've used Peach and Lily and if maybe that's just a so-so product and like their other products are better. Let me know in the comments down below if there's anything you recommend. Okay, moving on. So I have a Ren Clean Skincare Brightening Dark Circle Eye Cream. So this is another brand that I got like a bunch of skincare from this brand in the AIA Beauty Bundle box. I used this up and I used up a cleanser. Cleanser might be in here, I'll have to look. But I don't feel like this did anything for dark circles whatsoever. But that's the problem I have with eye creams. I feel like I try them, but they literally don't do anything but moisturize my under eyes. I don't feel like I found any that specifically target dark circles, even though they claim to, or, you know, redness or anything like that. I just feel like it's just a moisturizer. So yeah, definitely would not repurchase that. Sticking with Ren, we have their Evercalm Global Protection Day Cream. This is the moisturizer basically. Again, I mean, it did what it was supposed to. It moisturized my skin, but it didn't wow me. And this is a pricey brand, I'm pretty sure, too. So, yeah, definitely not my favorite. So, but I did use it up. Yeah, here we go. So, the Ren Perfect Canvas Clean Jelly Oil Cleanser. Now, this was nice. I do feel like this did a good job. Actually, if I had forgot to, like, remove my makeup before I got in the shower, I could use this twice and it actually worked really well. So yeah, this is the only thing that I really liked out of all of that I got in my box. So, alright, nice one. Okay, moving on. I have a Wonder Ceramide Mochi Toner from Tony Moly. Contains ceramides. This was nice. I actually have been liking anything I use from Tony Moly. I get these in my Ipsies. This I think was an add-on. Yeah, I think I added this one on, but I've gotten like little moisturizers that I think I have some in here. If it's not in here, I had it in a previous one that I really enjoyed. So yeah, I do like these. I feel like they do a good job of brightening the skin and making it feel moisturized. I think my skin looks really nice anytime I use their products. Okay, let's move on. I have a little peptide. It's the Strength Trainer Peptide Boost Moisturizer from Ole Hendrickson. I wasn't wowed by this. I hear good things about this brand, but I don't feel like this really did much. I mean, it moisturized, that's about it. I didn't really notice any like major differences. This I think I got as a sample with one of my orders. Yeah, I don't think I'd go out of my way to purchase this. I just wasn't like super wowed by it. Okay, I did use up a ColourPop, well it's Fourth Ray, which is their sister brand, a Glow Up Face Oil. So that's what I was saying earlier, is I like to get a face oil and use it in between my moisturizer and using my gua sha tools. So this was okay. It wasn't like super oily, but it also wasn't like super lightweight on the face as well. But it did do a good job of helping like make the skin glow. I will say that. But I don't even know if this exists anymore. I have to check, because I know ColourPop doesn't have too much of their Fourth Ray stuff anymore. But yeah, I don't know. If I got it again, I would use it, but I don't think I would really be searching it out. Okay. Sticking with ColourPop, I finally used up their Kiss and Tell lip patches. I gave my mom the eye patches, but I used up the lip patches. They look like this. I will say that if I used this more than once a week, I started to get some irritation around my upper lip. So I don't know if I'm just sensitive to something in this or what, but I'm glad they're gone. And they did feel nice. They looked they look kind of funny when you put them on, because when I would tease my husband when I put them on, I was like, I look like a blow up doll whenever he would put them on my face. But yeah, I would not be like seeking those out again, but they were nice to have. Okay, so next up we have Nip and Fab Illuminate Vitamin C Eye Cream 10%. Again, another eye cream. All I felt like it did was moisturize. Now this did brighten a little bit because of the vitamin C, and my skin really loves vitamin C, but again, I'm just not finding any eye creams that I feel like are wowing me. Next we have Saturday Skin. This is their Apple and Peach Rinse and Shine Gentle Cleanser. This was nice. It did have a scent to it. It was a very nice scent. And I didn't seem to have any sensitivity to it, but I do feel like I went through it pretty quickly because it did come out of here pretty quick. So I will say that, but it was a nice cleanser. It did work. Okay, moving on, we have Naturium. This is another brand that I got a full face of on my AIA Beauty Bundle boxes. This is why I loved AIA Beauty Bundle, but they did everybody dirty by just like disappearing and never telling anybody anything, and you had to contact your credit card company to get your money back, myself included. But I love the fact that you could get a full face of a brand most of the time. And good brands too. I don't know if they just bit off more than they could chew or what happened, but this is Naturium. This is their BHA liquid exfoliant, 2% leave-on exfoliant with 2% salicylic acid and bioactive fruit acid. This brand's not bad. You can actually get this brand, I think, at Target. It's a nice toner. I do feel like it worked pretty well as a skincare for me. I feel like it did help make my skin look very like glowy and smooth and just nice looking every day. So yeah, I would probably repurchase this if I didn't like the Keys Soul Care more. Okay. Next, we have another cleanser. This is from Fresh. This is the Soy Face Cleanser. This is actually a repurchase. Originally, I got this in a Ipsy Glam box, or not Glam box, a Ipsy box, and I really enjoyed it. This is a little pricey though, but they did get them again in stock, and I liked it so much that I did repurchase it, and I used it up as well. So definitely went through 2 of those. Next, we have another Saturday Skin. This is their Pretty Pop Probiotic Power Whipped Cream. So this is a moisturizer. I went through this rather quickly. As a moisturizer, it's nice, but it has these little like bead things in it that I wasn't a fan of. I think they were supposed to like be exfoliating at the same time or something like that. I wasn't a fan of that, so I definitely would not repurchase this because of those. It just felt very weird on the skin. Okay, next we have another Ren Clean Skincare. This is their Ready Steady Glow Daily AHA Tonic. This I really liked. How did I use it? I think I used this as my serum or toner. I forget which, but I do remember that I really liked how my skin would look after using this. It looked really glowy every time I would use this, so I would definitely repurchase this, but again, I prefer the Keys Soul Care over this. That's just my favorite. Alright, moving on. We have a Pixie Vitamin C Caviar Balm. This is a mask. So I use this, the way I use my facial masks, if you can use them more than once a week, I will use them on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as a last step in my skincare routine. Really liked this one because of the vitamin C. Like I said, my skin loves vitamin C. So whenever I have anything that has vitamin C in it, it always ends up making my skin look so much brighter. Now, if I remember correctly, yeah, this one has a very citrus smell to it. So it does linger a little bit on the face when you first put it on, but it does dissipate over time. But it does kind of hang around a little while, so I will say that. But it is very nice, especially if you're like me and your skin loves vitamin C. Alright, moving on, we have something from Pure Lease. This is their Pineapple Bright Gel Cream. So I have the little like bottle squeezer, like tube squeezer that I use. You can see the ripples here that I use to get every last bit out of this. This smells like a pina colada, this and the cleanser. Smells really nice, but I wasn't like super wowed by it as a moisturizer. I just felt it was basic. But this is something else that I got. Yeah, I believe this was a beauty bundle too. Because I've slowly been trying to work my way through all the skincare that I got from them, because I was afraid it was going to expire on me before I could use it. So I've been working on trying to use some of that up. So I did this and the cleanser, which I don't know where it's at, but I used up the cleanser too. I might have already talked about it. But yeah, they smell really nice, but they're just okay products. Okay, moving on. We have a moisturizer. This is from Pistache Skincare. This is pistachio oil hydrating moisturizer with vitamin E. Got this in an Ipsy glam bag. Just one of those that I just pulled in while I was trying to use up my Saturday Skin toner. I used a lot of my mini moisturizers because I had finished the Saturday Skin moisturizers, and I needed to use these up. So this one was okay. I wasn't a huge fan of it. It was alright. Okay, next we have another eye cream. This is from Pure Heals. This is their Centella 80 eye cream. Now, is this the one? Let me smell it. Yeah, this is the one that smells highly of menthol. Like, it was very hard for me to get through this because I felt like the entire time I was using it that I was rubbing vapor rub under my eyes because that's how bad this smells of menthol. So, I don't know if it was supposed to like tighten the eyes or something because of that, but definitely would not get this again. This is another one of those that I got via Ipsy. Okay. Another item I got from Ipsy is this Goldfaden MD Radiance Repair Daily Renewal Serum. I have found I'm not a huge fan of the scent that Goldfaden MD has on their products. Them and Grown Alchemist. Grown Alchemist is like worse though because it's got that like herbal natural smell that I don't like. So yeah. Again, just another one I wasn't like really noticed any difference with. So. But I get them in my Ipsy bag and I want to try them out because I've never tried the brands. But when it makes me leery to try things from the brand when I'm not wowed by a product. So we'll see. We'll see if I get any more of that, but I'm definitely not seeking it out. Okay. Some more minis. These are two of the Saturday Skin Yuzu Vitamin C Bright Eye Cream. So I actually emptied these out. I have the little tub. I bought the eye cream because I found it on sale, so I did empty what was left, which was like this much in each one of them, out into that little tub. But that little tub I actually is pretty close to being empty now too. But this is my current eye cream. I do like it because it does have the vitamin C in it, and I think it does a good job of brightening, but that's about it. I don't notice anything else with it. That's the only thing I've noticed with any eye cream I use, and it's always the vitamin C ones that I get brightening under my eyes, but nothing else. I don't notice any like helping with the bags. I don't notice helping with dark circles, none of that. Okay, so next we have another mini. This is a Vita Duo Day Cream from Neogen. Another one, got in an Ipsy Glam bag. This is a moisturizer. It was an okay moisturizer. It's just basic. Didn't really notice much about it, but it was okay. Okay, moving on. We have a heat defense serum from the brand Silky. I actually really like this brand. I've gotten a couple things in my Ipsy Glam bags from them. I like this little heat serum. I have another one back there that I've been using as well, and I just recently got a detangler from them. Now the only thing I will say, I have to watch how much I use of this brand because it is very, very oily. So if you have thin hair like me, you can't use too much of it because it will weigh down your hair and it will make your hair feel greasy if you use too much. But if you have dry, coarse hair, I think you would really, really love this brand. Okay. We have another item here. This is from Hair Nova. This is a hydrating cream. This is a lotion, hand lotion. This smelled really, really nice, and it did a good job of making my hands feel really soft after using it. I tend to take a hand cream and I'll use it on my hands every single night before I go to bed, and this was a really nice one to use. The scent in it, which I think is like a pear scent, if I remember correctly, was very relaxing to smell. It helped me kind of go to sleep at night. So yeah, I would definitely take this again if I got it in a bag or something. I may look up, see how much this costs, because I did really like this. I honestly forgot about it till now. So yeah, I like it. Okay, moving on, we have another lotion, a hand lotion. This is the Skylar Hydrating Body Lotion in the scent Capri. Now, this one was very overwhelming. Skylar's a perfume brand, so it doesn't surprise me this scent was kind of like strong. But this tried out my hands. I didn't realize until I started using another hand cream that this was what was making my hands dry and chapped around the knuckles. So yeah, definitely would not get this again. But I did use it up. Okay, we have another Gold Faden MD. This is their Doctor's Scrub Ruby Crystal Microderm Exfoliator. So when I ran out of my exfoliator, I threw this in to try out. Again, it's just, I'm not wowed by anything by Gold Faden. And again, I'm just not a huge fan of the smell of anything from Gold Faden MD. So, yeah. It just smells very clinical, you know? Okay, next we have another lip balm, and this is from Fourth Ray Beauty, and this is their Lime. You guys can see I scraped every little last bit out of there. This was okay, it wasn't too bad, and it didn't dry out my lips like the Jeffree Star Shane one did. I wasn't a huge fan of the lime scent though, because it smells like key lime pie, and I'm not a key lime pie person. Okay, moving on, we have another body scrub. This is from Pamper and Polish. This is a sugar and coconut infused body scrub. I love the smell of this one. Yeah. So, you guys, if you don't know by now, I love coconut. It is my #1 favorite scent. If I walk around smelling like the beach and coconut sunscreen all the time, I'd be happy, and that's what this smells like to me. So I really, really enjoyed this, and it did do a good job of exfoliating my skin in the shower. I think I got that in an Ipsy box. Let's see, moving on. We have a cleanser. This is from Frank Body, and this is a clean body wash. So I bought this on the Ipsy add-on. I think I paid like $5 for it, $3 or $5. I like the Frank Body body scrubs. This I do not like. The reason I bought it is because it said it was unscented, and I have very, very sensitive skin, so I was looking for other body wash options for myself. But this is so thick that it barely wants to squeeze out of its little squeeze tube. So then I emptied it out into like a pump container, and it did not want to come through the pump container. So it took me forever to use it up, because it would be so hard to get it out of its container, even its container, and the container I moved it to. So I ended up having to like take the pump off every time I go to take a shower and empty some out in my hand, and it was just a pain. And I mean, it was unscented. So I didn't expect to like smell, you know, good or anything like that, which was what I was going for because of my sensitive skin. But I also did not feel like it would get me clean when I would use this. And I'd end up having to go back to my regular body wash. So yeah, I definitely would not recommend this. But the body scrubs from Prank Body, I do really like. I've gotten a couple of them in the little like pouches, and I love them. Okay, so next we have another body wash, and this is the one I've been using for years. I have to special order it now though because Walmart does not carry it in the store anymore. This is the Equate Beauty Total Moisturizing Body Wash with Shea Butter. This is essentially a dupe for the Olay Ultra Moisture Body Wash. This big bottle lasts me a long time. I've already used up 2 of these, and I have about 3 more under my sink for backups. But they are getting harder and harder to find, which was the reason I was trying to find something else to use. So, yeah. If you guys know of anything that is very similar to this and will not affect very, very sensitive skin, let me know in the comments down below. I'd appreciate it. Okay, more body care. I used up a Degree Shower Clean Antiperspirant. Degree is really the only, really the only deodorant I found that works for me. Most of them don't last on me and I have to reapply, but this will last me like all day when I use it. I have switched to the one that is like, it's not supposed to get on your black clothes and things like that. It's supposed to be invisible. I have switched to that and I do enjoy it as well, but I've used this one for years, specifically the Shower Clean scent. Alright, moving on. We have a couple of hair care. So, I got these in my Ipsy. These are from Gloss Modern. This is their Clean Luxury Shampoo and Conditioner. I use up 2 of the shampoos and 1 conditioner. These smell like when you go to a hotel and you get that like spa scent in your hair care. That's what these smell like. Other than that, I wasn't wowed by these. I don't feel like they did a good job of washing my hair and conditioning my hair. My hair actually felt drier using this, so yeah, I definitely would not get these again. I used up some Skin Fix AHA, BHA, niacinamide exfoliating pads. I got these at TJ Maxx. It took me a while to go through them. The only thing I will say is they didn't smell very good. Yeah, they smell, is another one of those that just smells very like clinical. I do have some other facial exfoliating pads from First Aid Beauty that I want to try out when I get started on that skincare. But I do feel like these did do a good job of exfoliating my skin quick and easy versus exfoliating cream. I think I prefer the pads more because they're so easy to use. But I wouldn't repurchase this one again just simply because I didn't like the scent. Okay. I did empty out a Studio Collection regular nail polish remover. I just pick these up at like Dollar Tree and Walmart and things like that whenever I need some. I will say I do have to let my nails soak a little bit to remove the fingernail polish when I buy cheap ones like this versus when I buy the more expensive like Sally or the Sally Hansen or the Orly. I really like the Orly right now. That one's a really good one that I got in one of my Orly monthly nail boxes I got a while back. I don't get that anymore, but I got it in there and I really, really like it. Next, we are getting down to just a couple things. So I have a Everyday Vacay Coconut Lip Oil from Ciate London, and their Watermelon Hydrating Lip Oil. I really liked both of these. They smelled so good because I love a good watermelon scent too in the summertime. Yeah, it smells just like a watermelon Jolly Rancher. Really, really nice lip oil. Wasn't heavy on the skin or anything. Wasn't heavy on the lips or anything. Just felt real nice, but I did like the coconut one better, obviously, because I love coconut. Yeah, but I just love the smell of that one. But they were both very, very nice, and I got them in Ipsy Glam bags. Alright, so the last couple things I have are fragrances, and they're just little minis that I've gone through. I have the Dior J'adore perfume. I just finished this up. The sprayer on this was like very sporadic for some reason, and I wasn't a huge fan of the smell. It was just too strong. I used one of these that I got in like a Sephora type kit. The other one I used up is Beautiful Magnolia from Estee Lauder. This one's okay. It wasn't bad. I'm just not a huge floral scent person. I prefer something more sweet, gourmand. So yeah, for that reason I wouldn't repurchase this, but it was nice to have in my collection. Okay, and then the last one is from Dolce & Gabbana. This is their light blue Eau de Toilette. This is another one that came in like one of those fragrance kits. I can't remember if it was Sephora or JCPenney. It might have been JCPenney that I got a couple of those in, and I still have some left. I love little sizes like this to throw in my travel bag when I go like for a weekend or something, or an overnight stay somewhere at a hotel with my husband or whatever. So I love things like this for that. But yeah, this one was okay, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this one's nice. It's not like super overpowering, but it's also not so light that you don't smell it, and it lasts a long time. Literally the shirt that I sprayed it on, the next 2 days before it got washed, it still smelled like this fragrance, but it wasn't strong at the same time. So yeah, this is a very nice one for me, which is not typical because this is not a scent that I would really like gravitate towards. Alright, so those are all my empties, and what I have learned is that I really need to start using more of my makeup. I'm doing really well when it comes to body care and skincare, using that up because I use it every single day, but I definitely need to get better at using my makeup and incorporating it more. Like I said, you know, I have my Spin Wheel series that's really been helping me as well get into my collection and use it. And I've got a couple other things I want to start trying next year that I think will help with that as well. But yeah, I hope you guys like seeing, you know, items that I use up and kind of talking about what I like versus what I don't like in those items. Let me know if you guys have things that you've used up and that you plan on repurchasing or recommend or anything like that. Let me know in the comments down below. I'd really appreciate it. Alright guys, that is it for this video. Again, I am trying to reach 500 subscribers by the end of the year, if I haven't already, before this video goes up. And yeah, I'd appreciate it if you haven't already. Like, subscribe, really would help me out, and I would really appreciate it. Until next time guys, bye.